Good day everyone, my name is Philip Andre Miranda and I am pleased to share my book review 1 for EDDE 2 of 5, Management of Distance Education. The book I choose is Self-Directed Multimodal Learning in Higher Education. It was edited by Dr. Jako Olivier and it was also published in 2020. So this book caught my attention not just because of its topic but because of it's resonated deeply with both my academic studies and my professional work in maritime training and distance education. What I am going to present here is a reflection on the books and its implications for how we manage and improve the distance education. This is an open access book from AOSIS Publishing, part of the NWU Self-Directed Learning series. The accessibility of this book already make a statement: education should be inclusive, widely, and available. The book presents a collection of academic chapters, each contributing to the larger conversation about the intersection of self-directed learning and multimodality. From my reading, it was clear that the authors were not just theorizing, they were grounding their insights in research, practice, and real classroom experiences. The chapters vary in focus but all share the same commitment to enhancing learner agency through multimodal means. The purpose of this book is to promote the concept of self-directed multimodal learning, or SDML. It advocates that learners should be in charge of how they engage with the contents, especially in the context of higher education, whether it's through reading, watching, listening, interacting, or ideally, a mix of this. Learners must be given space and tools to guide their own process. This approach speaks directly to the distance education where students are already expected to manage much more their learning independently. So the book doesn't just talk about changing content, it asks us to rethink the rules and platforms and also the expectations of all the learners. Several themes are threaded throughout the book: learner autonomy, digital and multimodal literacy, inclusive instructional design, and the practical integration of the technologies into learning environment. What I have found upon reading this book, most striking was the consistent call for balance. Yes, empower the learners, but also provide the structured support. Yes, integrate the technology, but with a clear purpose. This balanced view reminded me of the very challenges we face in the field. How to innovate without overwhelming, how to support autonomy without losing quality control, and how to manage online programs while still meeting the human needs. On the chapter 3 by Adele Botha and Anita Neman focuses on the digital multimodal text. This chapter provided a solid anchor for me because it lays out a clear reasons why varied formats like videos, diagrams, hyperlinks, audio files help students to construct a meaning in different ways. I've been seeing firsthand how learners interact differently with the contents. Some understand better through videos, and others prepare structured readings, and some strive when given interactive tasks. This chapter made me realize that designing in distance learning should never be one-dimensional. It has to be dynamic, accessible, and truthfully layered. So, one of the strongest implications from the book is how we design courses in distance education. Education managers must ensure that the course design includes diverse media types, interactive opportunities, and learner-friendly navigation, especially for the old learners that aim for lifelong learning like us in a graduate school. So I even encountered learners who feel isolated not because they're far away but because the content doesn't speak to them. It's too linear to too text heavily, the ESDML, as described in the book, pushes us to design courses with a meaningful engagement in mind, not just coverage of the content. We need to ask, is this course designed for different learners or just one type? That question alone can transform how we design our courses. The second major implication is about preparing our teachers. So faculty need training not just on how to use the tools, but how to teach using those tools in pedagogically sound ways. The book highlights the need for institutions to build the faculty development programs that go beyond technical orientation. We need workshops that talk about digital pedagogy, assessment design, engagement strategies, and accessibility. I personally think that when we empower educators, we empower the learners. And this empowerment requires policy support, recognition, funding, and time allocation. The third implication is supporting learners in becoming self-directed. The book doesn't romanticize independence. It acknowledges that autonomy needs to be taught and nurtured. Tools like pacing guides and reflective journals and self-check and learners' contracts are very essential. I think this is something we forget in distance education. We provide the content, but we sometimes neglect the learning process. Helping students to reflect on their progress and set their own goals and evaluate their strategies is part of managing a healthy distance education system. So let me bring this closer to home. For my own experience, in maritime education, we've been piloting an online navigational watch training course that includes simulation apps, instructor-led videos, and interactive assessments, but we allow the cadets to watch the case videos, perform the steering task in a simulation, and submit reflection on logs about what they learned or what decisions they would change. This aligns perfectly with what the book promotes: varied modalities, critical reflection, and learner control. We've seen better retention and more confidence among the cadets. And from the distance education management point of view, we've learned to balance the structured with the freedom. On my personal reflection, upon reading this book, it helps me to realize that effective distance education management is not only about technology platforms. It's about the people and the processes. The ideas of this book help me to connect the dots between my past learning experiences and my current roles as a practitioner. I was reminded of my own time as a distance learner, how I thrived when I was given a choice and clarity, and now as someone involved in managing learning pathways for others, I feel like more committed to designing the systems that are not just efficient but also empathetic. So to conclude, self-directed multimodal learning in higher education is not just about the educational trends. It's about shaping the future of learning. It provides a practical and research-based foundation for distance education managers to make informed decisions. If we want learners to take charge of their education, then we must take charge of how we design and manage the learning environments. Multimodality is not about buzzwords. It's a response to the real needs and self-direction. It is not just about the skills. It's the right. So that's all, and thank you for taking time to listen to my book review one, and I hope it inspires you as much as the book inspired me. So that's all, and thank you so much.